we're going to take the 1775s long to 1775. We're only going to risk down to 15 on this one because the high volume cluster ends right at the 1450, 15 area. So the next volume cluster is all the way down at the 8 or 7, so we're not going to risk all the way down there. Just a couple point risk on this trade. We are in the D period, just testing the B period low. Our stop on this trade is 13, 15 and a quarter. That's just a couple ticks below the low there where we see the 3300, 21, 1200 cross trade. So hopefully there's enough cross trade, 24, 18, 19, 33, 12. The New York stock tick chart is still negative, so that's a mitigating factor of potentially being on the wrong side of this trade. I'm not going to look for a huge profit target. Our gap though is all the way up in the 30s, and the Globex high is all the way up in the 40s. So when the market does turn around, there could be a significant range to enjoy. I'm just not sure it's going to turn around here in the D period. So our target on this trade is 22, which is the point of control. Gotta cook the lasagna? Well, we had a quick run to 2075, but we didn't get to our target at 22. Now we're just traded 18, so we're just going to hang on with our stop here at 13, 15 and a quarter. We're out of this trade at 21. We're not going to wait for 22. Last time we're up here, we couldn't get past 21. So we got a 2075 fill. Wasn't a big trade, but we made 6 points. We'll just take the afternoon off and look for the afternoon session. We didn't do much in the morning session. I don't feel like sticking here and waiting for the FGHI periods. I typically don't do so well during those periods, and we're sort of in the middle of nowhere land. We haven't reached the gap, we haven't touched the low, so we have 10 points we could easily fall below us to test anything significant. I shouldn't say anything significant. The 16 area was significant, but anything more significant under that is around the 9 area. And anything significant over this area is around the 44 area. So we'll just wait. I mean, you could trade the G period low yesterday, where the H period low broke down. That's at 32. I have to look at the chart yesterday and see what that area looks like. But for now, we're going to take a break. We're going to buy the 1450s long to 1450. We actually got filled at 1475. Would have liked to got the 12s, but the market's just dragging here. There's a block of support between the 8s and the 10s, 12s, and there's a little block today, just about 3 or 4 price levels at the 13 area. Our stop is relatively tight. We're only going to risk down to 13.12. And our target is not that great either. Our target's somewhere up around the 3 points, 17 and change, maybe 1750. Market's just in a tight consolidation range here. Oh, that was a terrible trade. Ugh. Jeez. We didn't get stopped out, but I mean, I watched this thing through the consolidation. It's a little before 2. Probably should have waited till 2 until we tested the low or something. Getting back to this trade, we didn't get stopped out at 13.12, but the trade is still one of the trades. I shouldn't be here in the consolidation during the lunch hour. But the market was rotating up and down, between the 12s and the 19s and so forth and so on. And I don't particularly feel like risking all the way below the high volume cluster in the 1308s. I'd much rather just take the position to 1308s if the 12 doesn't hold. It's just sometimes you wait for a long time on a good trade, and you just get out early, and then the good trade happens, and it's exasperating when you get into trade, and then within 30 seconds, you're just about stopped out. Why doesn't that ever happen with the good trades? Well, that was an exceedingly poor trade with very little reward, in my opinion, and Not much risk, but you know, it took the majority of my profit out. So we're going to stand by for the afternoon session here. Wow, look at that. Isn't that a bitch? Right at 12, 2,415 contracts came in. Son of a bitch. Put a close stop and I get stopped out, and look at the market goes right back to almost where we got in. Could have got out of a bad trade at break even, almost anyway. 2,400 came in a quarter tick below our stop, and that was just a quarter tick, 2 ticks below the day's low, 3 ticks below the day's low. So, oh well, lost our morning profit. We'll see if we can test the 1308 to 1310 area, 1308 to 1311. I hope that wasn't the 11 test that we just had. If it was the 11 test that we just had, and we get a retracement back down to this area, and we don't see much volume in this area, where's my cursor, on a retest, say over the next half hour or so, we'll give the market about a half an hour to trade and see if we trade in this 11 to 14 area, and if so, next time down to this 12, 11 area, if we don't have much volume, we would consider taking them long at that point if everything else looks good. The tick chart for a while was building some higher lows, and on the recent price low, the tick low wasn't greater than the previous tick low at the previous S&P price. So, you know, we thought that was in our favor. But it looks like that 1312 is an interesting price. We'll keep our eye on it. There's the 1375, 1475s. Man, oh man. All right, just stand by. Well, we haven't got a retest down to 11. We're at 1550. So far, that trade, I guess, had more reward. Maybe not more reward than risk at the point of where we are now, but maybe I misjudged that big volume column of prices down there between the 8s and the 11s. Maybe we should have anticipated that the price could have moved back down through the 9s and into the 8s. If that's the case, if in fact the 1175, 1150 there was the low, then we could have a significant rotation back up toward the other end of value in the 20s, even to the other end of day's range. Sort of a short covering rally. The one thing that is evident though is the majority of the trade is below the zero line on the tick chart, New York stock tick chart. That's a negative. Well, look at this, 16. Ain't that a bitch? Never retraced more than 1350. That was the lowest the retracement got. J period just opened up. We're testing the 15s here. A little cross trade here. I'd like to go a little lower though. Looks like that cross trade was there. We're going to take the 1650s long, 216.15. 1650, I meant. Boy, those original 1475s that I took a 2 3/4 point loss per contract on looked pretty damn good, huh? It'll be interesting to see what the J period does. If we break above the C period high at the 24, 25 area, then I think we could be well on our way to fill the gap at 35. That would be in line with the closes over the last days. Close on the 4th was in the 26 area. Close on the 3rd was in the 32 area. Close on the 5th yesterday was in the 36 area. Close on the 29th was in the 35 area. So we can fill in this negative volume area that we're doing today between 14 and 20. If we break above that area, I think we could increase the range on the upside. So we're going to stand tight if we ever stop. Well, we're building some volume right above our stop. Our stop's at 11 here, which is just a couple ticks below the I period low. We need to hold this. If we don't hold this 12 area, then obviously 11 is going to come pretty easily. If 11 comes, then our next entry is to see how the market reacts in the 08 area. That's the bottom of the high volume cluster. Son of a bitch, we're shutting down on that. Look at that. Ticklish bill and positive bottom. Huh. That's interesting. Well, we're going to be patient, try to work wait till 1308. This is the area. We're going to take the 11 and a quarter, long to 11 and a quarter. Well, we just hit our stop on that trade. So that's it for the day. We took a loss on that trade. Not a huge loss, but about 5 points combined. The mistake we made was we took advantage of one aspect of the New York stock tick charge, but not another. We'll talk about that in some writing later.